In your target audience, you're going to have your soulmate client. Your soulmate client is the one person that you are going to talk to in all your marketing. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, I want to sell to everybody. I don't want to leave money on the table. Everybody can use my solution. However, when you start to talk to everybody, now you have to create different messages. People are going to think that they're going to be confused about what you're talking about, and they're not going to trust you. Okay. So think of it this way. You are in a crowded room and everybody's having a good time and they're mingling and they're talking. And there's two people who are talking off to the side and they're having a great time. They're giggling and they're just cutting up and having a great time. And you happen to be just close enough to them to hear parts of their conversation. And you're not like them, but some of that situation that they're talking about relates to you. So you lean in and kind of get closer. You might even get yourself involved in a conversation because you can relate. It feels like that other person is talking to you. One of the people are talking to you. Like the conversation is about you. You don't have anything else in common with them, but you have that situation in common with them. And then other people start to hear and they develop a crowd around that one person, those two people actually who were talking, having a good time. Everybody wants to be a part of that exclusive group. The group that's having a great time. The group that everybody in their group seems to belong because they understand what the message is. That's what you want. You want to talk to one person in your marketing. One person, only one. This helps the rest of the audience, the rest of the world, first understand who you're talking to. Who is she talking to? And what is she talking about? What is her real message? And does she understand the person she's talking to? And then they make a decision if they even want to be a part of the conversation. Yeah, you know what? Parts of that conversation make sense to me. I want to hear. But if you're talking to everybody, you're going to confuse folks because they're not going to really understand who you're talking to, what you're talking about, and if you're even authentic or if you're just trying to just blab. Coaches are getting in trouble nowadays because instead of them talking to one person, they want to be everything to all people. Oh, I want to be Miss Relatable and I want to do this and I want to do that. And that's not who they are. They are not that person. And half of the time when they're talking to these other people who they don't even know, other people on the outside call them out as frauds. Like, you're not relatable. You grew up with money. So what are you talking about? Or you don't know what the Black experience is. You haven't lived around anybody who's Black and you're not Black yourself. You don't know how hard it is to be Asian. You don't know what it's like to be a woman. So it's really important that you talk to that one person and you understand their thought process, what makes them purchase, what makes them upset, everything about that one person. So when you're having a conversation with that one person, they understand that you get them. They feel like you get them, and therefore they're more apt to trust you and talk to you about spending thousands of dollars on your service. You need to talk to one person, and other people will listen in because they understand that you're talking to one person and that they feel like they can relate. They trust you because your message isn't wavering all over the place, trying to accommodate everybody. Your message is just for the one person. What you need to do is download the Soulmate client persona and fill it out. It'll ask you some deep questions. It'll ask you the basic target audience questions like, where can you find them and how old are they? But it'll also ask you questions like, how do they make their buying purchases? Who are the people around them? What do they do? Okay. At the end of all of the soulmate client work and nailing down your target audience, you might feel overwhelmed. Like, I don't have time to do all this research. So the best thing you can do to speed up the process, but this is not the only part of the process, is to take that finger that you were going to talk to one person with and turn it to yourself. You have a journey, and you were a mess before you had enlightenment, and now you're able to teach someone how to get to your point of enlightenment. You are here, you're enlightened, you feel better, you're doing better with your life, and you started off here. You were a mess, you were not enlightened, and it took you some work to get here. You know what that person feels like. You know what she feels like. You know how she started off. You know how much sleep she missed, why she decided to invest in herself, what made her tick. And you know what she's willing to do to get to where you are today. Point that finger at you and use yourself as a starting point for your target audience. You still need to do the market research. You still need to do the persona. You still need to find your target audience. You still need to do the work, but it kind of speeds it up a little bit when you point the finger at yourself, because there was an area that you struggled with, and now you're on the other side of that area. You're enlightened. You're better. And that person wants to move from that spot that you used to be in to the spot where you are now.